Hello, hello. How are you today? Welcome. Getting my things set up here. Let's see. Find Tina. All right. Let's see. There I am. All right, well, hello. Let's see. I guess on here I can't tell who's on here, but hello, welcome. Today we are going to practice some yin and some restorative. Oh, Finn, you better turn around. Everybody wants to see you. He's like, this isn't lying on the couch. But it's close, right? So this is kind of an inspired by Halloween. We're coming up to Halloween, coming up next week. Gosh, Tuesday already, right? And so I was thinking about how sometimes when we get into yin poses especially, we are trying to get to that place where we can release and relax. And it's almost as if your body it's been protecting itself, so it's releasing some of that fear when it knows that it's safe. And it might release a little bit, you might go deeper into the stretch, and if you don't, that's fine. It's where your body is. Your skeleton might be set up in a certain way where it doesn't allow you to do that. And wherever it is fine. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I don't know about you, but it's not dry here, it's humid, but I have been so dry. I've been drinking so much water, which I guess I'm supposed to, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and get settled. Whoop. Maybe I'll not be blurry. There we go. Now let's start by just arriving onto our mats together. So go ahead and take whatever kind of seat feels good for your body and allow yourself to arrive right here in this moment. Maybe close your eyes or take a gentle gaze down toward your cheeks. Maybe notice your breath here, the quality of your breath, the temperature, how deep or shallow your breath wants to go today. Scanning your body from the crown of your head all the way down to all those places that are touching your mat. Feel that connection between your mat and your seat, maybe your feet. And feel the ground beneath you coming up to support you. Letting you know that you are right here in this moment, being guided through your practice so that you can discover your way through movement and breath. And on your next inhale, raise your arms up toward the sky. And as you exhale, release your hands, heart center. Maybe allow your thumbs to rest at your heart space here. Checking in with your heartbeat within, the essence of yourself. Go ahead and start our first pose, which is going to be a child's pose. So whichever version feels best for you. I'm going to do pretty much a standard version with my seat back toward my feet and having a blanket in between my seat and my feet. And then I'll allow my chest to reach down toward the ground. And you can maybe bring your forehead to the ground or support it on a block or your hands or your cat. Okay, maybe not your cat. And take a few breaths here and I'll watch the time. Not really trying to make any kind of forceful breath, just allowing it to breathe. If you feel any tension, start to bring your breath down to those spaces. And you can release the breath out of your mouth to let go. Less than a minute here. Moving very gently, start to raise your hips and bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Coming into a tabletop. And allowing yourself to find your cat pose, your scared cat, to celebrate the Halloween season. So as you round your spine, let your head fall in between your upper arms. And then as you inhale, allow your belly to drip down, roll your shoulders back. 2 more, moving at a nice slow pace. Kind of a counteraction to that child's pose. Once you've completed your 2 rounds or 3 rounds of cat-cow, I'm going to come into a toe stretch. Now this is one of those poses that can feel really challenging, so you may want to have blocks or something in front of you to support yourself in case you need them. So what we'll be doing is you'll be coming up onto your knees, curling your toes under behind you. So the bottoms of your toes are on the ground. You may need to reach back and make sure that your pinky toes are flipped forward so that all your toes are kind of pointed forward. And then leaning back slightly, starting the time right here. And allow yourself to breathe into that pose. This is where our breathing is a little bit more pronounced to help us through. So as you're inhaling, maybe allow yourself to imagine that breath going around your toes and helping you to release. And as you exhale, let that breath come out of your mouth. If it's too intense, you can reach your seat up a little bit or your hands down. We've almost been here 1 minute already. This is a great pose for our feet to prepare us for everything, but woo, it can feel intense. You can make a nice sigh. Trying to find the stillness. Trying to allow your body to release the fear. If it feels good for you and you're familiar with lion's breath, you can take a nice deep inhale, and then as you exhale, release your tongue down towards your chin and gaze up toward your third eye with a big sigh. So as you inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and one more if you'd like. Few more seconds here. And then moving very slowly, start to press yourself up on your knees, bringing the tops of your feet onto the ground. And then allowing yourself to come back onto your feet. Take a moment here and breathe. Now to counteract that, you may want your blocks back behind you or off to the sides behind you, with your bottoms of your feet on the ground, including the tops of your toes. Start to, raise your knees up. I was doing it the wrong way. Raise your knees up slightly. And release back down. Want to do that again. Release your knees up. Stretches out the front part of your foot. And release down. And take a breath here. Make your way back onto your belly, finding our our Sphinx pose. So lying down, you can support underneath yourself with a belly or a blanket or a bolster block. But either way, allow your legs to reach back and your chest to move forward, your hips reaching down. Your chin can stay parallel to the ground, or if you'd like, you can release your forehead onto a block. Keeping your shoulders dripping back. And breathe, and I'll watch the time. Have about 30 more seconds here. You can stay here. If you'd like to come up into seal, you can bring your arms out at an angle, your hands out at an angle. Roll your shoulders back and press up, keeping your chest reaching forward, shoulders back, hips down. If you want to do full seal, maybe bending your knees. And breathe. And gently release down. Bring your forehead to your crossed hands in front of you and take a rest. From here, you can bend your knees and sway your feet from side to side. And then as you're ready, roll over to one side and bring yourself up to a seated position. From here, we're going to come into shoelace pose. So you can take your right leg and cross it on top of the left, Your knees stacking as much as your body allows. And you can leave that bottom leg reaching out, or you can bend it back towards your right hip. Again, supporting yourself where you need. If anything is feeling like it needs a little bit of support. And then reach your arms out here and take your right arm underneath, left arm on top, coming into eagle arms, bringing the forearms together, maybe wrapping your hands or reaching for your thumb, bringing your elbows forward and up. And I'll watch the time here. And breathe. Thinking what you can do with your mind to allow your body to release a little bit more. Sometimes humming or a bumblebee breath can help release tension. Moving very slowly, start to unwind your arms. Bring your hands down to your side and leaning back, unwinding your legs. Placing your feet on the ground. Taking a moment here. And then swaying your knees from side to side. And we'll come to the other side. So taking your opposite leg, I take your left if you did your right, so your left is on top this time. And either keeping that right leg straight or taking the foot back towards your left hip. Adjusting yourself with your props if you'd like. Reach your arms out. Your left arm underneath, right arm on top, and cross. Finding your eagle arms. And breathe. I'll watch the time. Without judgment, take note of how one side may be different from the other. Maybe notice how your feelings about this change from one side to the other. Gently start to unwind your arms. Release your arms down. Lean back, unwind your legs, and plant your feet on the ground. Take a few breaths here. Separate your feet out to the side and sway your knees from side to side. Making your way back into a butterfly position so your feet coming together, finding yourself on your sit bones. We're going to fold forward, so if you'd like to support yourself with your bolster or a block or two, you can have the bolster in front of you and stack the block, or just use a bolster. And allow yourself, your back can round if that feels good. Allow yourself to release down, and I'll watch the time. Noticing if your body starts to feel like it wants to release lower than your prop. And deciding if you'd want to make that adjustment or just settle in. Moving very slowly, start to press yourself up, being mindful of your props. Maybe setting them to the side. Bring your hands behind you and your knees up. Sway your knees from side to side. From here, make your way down onto your side. I'm going to lie on my right side. And from here, we're going to take your top leg, so your left leg, if you're on your right side, and reach it down out in front of you. And then you can place your hands on your head as your left elbow is close to your right knee, and your opposite elbow is reaching up. Of course, as always, make adjustments if something feels like it might feel better for you. Maybe a blanket or bolster under that knee, or maybe a blanket under your hand. Somewhere where you can stay with this for about 7 minutes. Maybe close your eyes. This broken wing pose. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. Gently start to straighten your left leg and bring your hips down to the mat, turning your body towards your mat. Maybe resting your head for a moment. Take a breath or two. And then make your way over to your other side. So you're lying on your left side this time. Your left elbow is pointing up. Your right knee is out in front. And then find a way to get comfortable. We'll be here for about 7 minutes. I'm going to turn around so I can see the screen. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. Gently start to straighten your bent leg as you roll toward your belly toward the mat. Again, taking your head down. And take a few moments here. Gently press yourself up, make your way into an inversion. So if you're close to a wall and would like to do legs up the wall, that's an option. If you have a bolster, maybe create a little ramp. And then allow your legs to reach up. Maybe a slight blanket for a pillow. And release back. from here, decide if you want to stay here for your final relaxation, or maybe lower your legs for more traditional Shavasana, or have the bolster underneath your knees. Maybe cover your eyes. And I'll watch the time, last 10 minutes. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Press each fingertip to your thumb, noticing an increased awareness of a quiet mind. Gently rotate your wrists and your ankles. Maybe sway your head from side to side, bringing movement back into your body and bringing your mind back into this space with us together. As you're ready, curl up onto one side in a fetal pose for a final moment of quiet and stillness. Thank yourself for making it to the mat today, for allowing yourself time of rest and relaxation, and to release some fear and unease, and to remember that time at rest is never wasted. As you're ready, press yourself up, seated position. We'll close out our practice. As we inhale together, reaching our arms up to the sky, and then as we exhale, bring our hands heart center. It was truly an honor to guide you through this restorative and yin practice today. I hope you have a peaceful and powerful weekend. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. Oh, it was good to have you all here. I think we had 44. Wow, that's great. I don't have my glasses. Oh, they're there. So thank you so much for being here. I add classes when I receive donations, so thank you so much. Last week, Deb donated, and so we had a class today, and so thank you so much. Deb donates a lot, and so everybody, I don't know if Deb is here today, but say thank you to her sometime if in your mind. And I really appreciate everybody who is here. I see I had at least one person from Portugal. That's very interesting. Wow, very cool. All right. Well, I want to be respectful of your time. I did go a couple minutes over, but I got to give you the full Shavasana. That's just so important. And I need to drink more water. So again, watch for me on here, and I'll be adding another class or two coming up in the week or next week or so. And until then, have a good time or have a good weekend. Take care. Bye.